Hey, what's going on? You know who it is. You know what it is. All right, you guys, putting in that work, man. Like I said, man, I'm giving y'all a lot of material, man. Uh, I'm giving y'all a lot of material. That's just real talk. All right, man. Like I said, I wanted to break down power, and I wanted to talk about Tasha's character and her history because we need to rewind some things about Tasha. You know, doing my fake rewind, but as you guys know, in the season finale, Tasha's character went into witness protection along with her young daughter as Tyreek decides to stay behind and continue to do business with Monet, you know, aka Monet. Monet, you know what I'm saying? All right. So, with that being said, I don't know will she return for season 2, but if she's in witness protection, then why would there be a reason for her to be, involved in season 2? They may put her on hiatus for a little bit this season, but I'm pretty sure she'll eventually return, you know, because at the end of the day, Tommy told Tyreek straight up. He said he wanted to smoke. He said that he is not going to rest until he gets Tasha. Because keep in mind, Tasha has double crossed Tommy on several occasions, let alone she was acting like she was plotting with Tommy to take out Ghost. And this is what I mean about Courtney Camp, about her writing, where she tries so hard to make Tasha some kind of victim, and Tasha is not a victim. She's a devious snake, trifling whore, because she is a whore, and she is not a great mother, and she is a manipulator. She talks about how Ghost is a manipulator, but she's a manipulator. But let's rewind her history. Yes, Ghost went on to have an affair with Angela Valdez, but, and I don't condone adultery, but at the end of the day, Tasha had her chance to secure Ghost forever. I mean, we just talking from a fan perspective, or a critique. Like, here's the thing: do you guys remember episode 1? Keep in mind, the whole premise of Power was really for 6 seasons was Ghost trying to find a way to get out the game and become a legitimate businessman. Where Tommy, he didn't want to be a legitimate businessman. He said this is the only thing he was ever good at, and he liked being in the streets. He liked the streets. But keep in mind, when he first discussed getting out the game with Tasha about going legitimate, and he asked Tasha, what did you think I would become? And she said, the biggest goddamn drug dealer in New York. Now keep in mind, Tasha was okay with Ghost being, you know what I'm saying, being a trapper or being, a kingpin. She was okay with that. And if he was trying to tell her he wanted out. And instead of Tasha saying, well, you know what, you my husband, whatever you do, I will support you 100%. She didn't have his back when it came to that. Because I know there's some women that's listening that have lived a baller's lifestyle. Some, and some of these women was the flip side. They was the baller. And I ain't talked about who, where, you know what I'm saying? Because I know some queen pins, a couple of them, that was getting it. Or I know some ladies that was, like I said, doing their thing in the game. You know what I'm saying? Of course, I ain't saying no names. But at the end of the day, she had a chance to show her loyalty. And like I said, I'm not condoning what Ghost did with Angela. But Angela was his high school love, and he knew her for a long time. And Tasha had several chances to kind of like rectify the situation with Ghost, and she just kept like doing herself in and she showed disloyalty towards Ghost too. That's just real talk. Now keep in mind, yeah, Ghost had an affair with Angela, but Tasha had an affair with Sean, Kanan's son. She was messing around with him. And that's like Ghost godson. Okay. She messed around with him. Okay. She was sort of always instigating beef with Ghost and Tommy. A lot of times she would side with Tommy. Now keep in mind she killed Letitia. Now let's just talk about all the things she did leading up to Ghost being killed. Once again, you had her and her son and Tommy kind of plotting against Ghost. Okay? At the end of the day, once again, Ghost tried to protect his son. And like I said, keep in mind, Tyreek is the one that caused his twin sister to get killed. She went over there trying to confront that Ray Ray nigga, and Ray Ray shot her. And behind Tyreek, that was on him. Yeah, Tyreek got some get back because he ended up killing Ray Ray. You know? And then, let's not forget, Tasha was messing around with Ghost's lawyer, Terry Silver. So she constantly kept, like, doing shit. And, of course, Ghost found out, and he ended up killing Terry Silver, stuffing him in the trunk. Then, not to mention, she got with that new dude, and she actually tried to pin Ghost's murder on another dude. So Tasha ain't no saint in this situation. She's not a victim neither, because she did a lot of shit too. A lot of times she put Ghost in a position to where he was caught up in a situation between her, Tyreek, and Tommy. Because like I said, she was always instigating. And she's not a good person either. Now, what type of person try to set up current dude and put a murder on him? She actually tried to put Ghost murder on that dude. And she know that dude was a dude who was like trying to, change his life around and turn his life around. Not to mention that she was selling drugs out her daycare center. So I mean, she was just doing a lot of shit too. Then she gives Tyreek the okay to start trapping. I'm gonna teach you the game, how to break down a brick and all that kind of stuff. Great mother skills, huh? So where you have the father trying to keep him away from that life, you got the mama that puts him on to that lifestyle. She talking about, I accept who you are. Okay. Are you serious? But then you look at the Monet character on the flip side, people go, because I know somebody gonna say, well, what about Monet? She got all her kids trapping. Well, keep in mind, she was married to that Lorenzo dude. I think it was a little bit of both. It was probably Lorenzo that really coerced her into putting the kids in the game. Because when you look at Monet's character, she looked like she really, really did get forced into that. But at the end of the day, that's what happens when you marry guys like Lorenzo. But at the end of the day, it appears that Lorenzo never had ambition to get out of that game where Ghost did. And that was what Ghost was trying to do. Make a better life for his children. And then I think Tasha, to a certain degree, she helped turn Tyreek against Ghost. Because one, she shouldn't even have been discussing them separating and all that type of shit. She shouldn't have put the kids involved in. As a person that went through that, who went through a divorce with his biological parents, and you kind of got one of the parents trying to turn you against the other, saying some very disheartening things about your parent. At the end of the day, your parent is your other half. You had a mother, you had a father. And at the end of the day, when you got one parent bashing the other, and it don't matter whether it's the mother bashing the father or the father bashing the mother, is wrong. It will always be wrong. And you should not do that under no circumstances. You should never use the kids as a weapon, as a pawn. Whether you trying to get child support or whether you trying to get custody, you just don't do it. I've never been cool with that because I lived through it. But that's just the point that I'm trying to make about Tasha's character. She just got a history of doing trifling shit. You know, Ghost really only messed with Angela. And then it got to the point where he was trying to split up from Angela, and we all know what happened with that. Now, like I said, Ghost wasn't the saint. But when Courtney Kemp tries to make it look like Tasha is some victim, when she really isn't, because if I'm not mistaken, she slept with Sean first before Ghost even started screwing Angela. I might be wrong, but at the end of the day, she still did it. This was Ghost's godson. So she kept always trying to mess with people that was close to Ghost or had dealings with Ghost. So like I said, and then once again, she set Kanan up via Tyreek to get killed by the police. And you heard what Kanan said. He said, I'm not going back. And the funny thing was, you saw a little bit of change in Kanan's character. It looked like he was starting to simmer down, because when Kanan first came on the scene, his character was beyond ruthless. And then you started to see him settle down. He started to become somewhat respectable. But at the end of the day, he was who he was. And keep in mind, Kanan had a chance to kill Tyreek. And he knew Tyreek set him up. So that's why everything circles back to Tyreek. He's not a good person. He's not a hero. I'm serious. He's not a hero. He's not a good guy. At the end of the day, Tyreek always looks out for Tyreek. He will always save his own ass before he saves somebody else. So, this is all I was saying about Tasha's character. She's never been a victim. She's always been about herself. So when she says that Ghost is selfish, well, what do you think she is? Like I said, the whole Kanan thing was okay, but she kept saying, "Oh, I don't want my son being around Kanan. He's a bad influence." But you okay with him hanging around Tommy? Do that make any kind of sense? How many bodies Tommy had on him that you don't do that make any kind of sense? I'm just for real. You okay with him being around Tommy? Tommy is a killer too. Shit. I mean, I'm like, who didn't Tommy kill? Remember, he took out Proctor. He killed Holly. And she was pregnant, but he didn't know she was pregnant. Once again, Tasha hid that from him. But then again, Holly, you already knew that she eventually was going to get taken out, because she kind of remind you of Riley. She just was nosy, too nosy for her own good. I mean, she coming in somebody's house, she going through somebody's cabinets, asking them where you get all this money from. So I'm just breaking all this down. I'm just giving y'all a history lesson just in case y'all forgot. Tasha did all kind of shit. And once again, Tommy could have killed her when he found out that she killed, you know, she killed whatever her name was, Letitia or whatever her name, Lala's character, shot her right in the head, domed her ass. And remember, she tried to put that on Ghost. And then Tommy gave her a chance. Remember, Tommy was finna kill her. And he let her live. He spared her life. And what did she do? She tried to put Ghost murder on him. So I'm just saying, how is Tasha a victim when she did all this shit? All the trouble she didn't caused and stirred up. In between Ghost and Tommy, instigating. In between Ghost and Tyreek, making Tyreek choose. So I need somebody to explain that to me. How is Tasha a victim? She's never been a victim. Like I said, she's no different from Ghost. Thank you for listening. This your boy Town Biz. I'm out.